European, Australian, and American museums regularly host exhibitions of Indian artists. And how often do Indian museums reciprocate?
It's a very multifaceted question.
Hmm.
Okay, there's a lot of layers to this
Yeah, explain.
because number one, you have this question as to why do people continue to look to the West for validation?
Why?
Why is it important to have an exhibition at the Guggenheim or the Met, or the Tate? Why is that, or the Pompidou? Why is it important to do that for validation?
Hmm.
Why isn't having an exhibition at the National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi or Mumbai equally a validation? I'm not quite sure why that is, but
I,
it seems to be a mindset. So it's like that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is the West has done, to me, a phenomenal job over the past 2 decades
yeah.
of showing Indian art, both in group shows and curated shows that are devoted to nothing but Indian art. So, I mean, you've had Nalima Sheikh show at the Art Institute of Chicago. You've had Zarina Hashmi show at, I think, the Guggenheim. You had Nazreen Mohammadi show at the Met
Yeah.
Broward.
Where Bhupin Kakkar.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, you've had a tremendous. You had Gaitonde showing also at the Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Um, there have been a lot of artists. Taller LN recently showed at a big art space in New York. That does happen. Sometimes I hear Indian curators almost speak as if it's their right to be featured in these museums. But they're national museums of the countries that hold them. The Guggenheim is supported by the French government. The Pompidou is supported by the French government. The Guggenheim is supported by the U.S. in New York.
Yeah.
There's a question as why is there this feeling that they have a right to be represented there? And I bristle because then it's like I say, and this is a question for you, how many times have Indian museums shown given a solo show to an American artist? I'm not saying that should be me, but when have they done it? They've given a solo show to Anish Kapoor,
Yeah.
who's a British citizen.
Hmm.
Okay, that I know of.
He's Anish Kapoor.
But
Yeah.
how many other times?
But in a way, India is a new country, and it's just 75 years now since independence, and we're kind of trying to make Indian artists globally known and kind of represent Indian artists in that sense. Do you? I mean, I understand that you consider yourself a foreigner out, right? You still have a foreign passport.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand.
I don't know if people understand how difficult it is to become an Indian citizen.
Can
It
you?
used to be a 16-year wait before you could even apply. Now I think they've lowered it to an 11-year wait before you could even apply. It's not an easy thing.
It's that tough to become an Indian citizen?
Yes, it's not easy.
Do you want to become an Indian
And they have
citizen?
all kinds of. I would consider being an Indian citizen, yes, if it wasn't so difficult.
Okay, then that's a great subject. Can we discuss what do you love about this country? through Vas.
Well,
Now take full 5 minutes. This is a great sell the country. It's like say good stuff about the country. Like what
well, I I feel bad that much of this conversation has developed into sort of a lot of a bitch fest about things that are wrong
yeah.
or that I see that are wrong. And I never ever complain about India. India is a beautiful, wonderful country, and the people are so good and so kind, basically so honest. It's very easy to develop friendships here. People open up to you.
Yeah.
I find there's an incredible amount of bonding. You know, when something happens like the Mumbai floods, everybody comes together, helps each other. You see that all the time. You saw that recently with COVID in Delhi. Everybody was out helping each other, getting oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
There's something that does not exist in the places in the West. You will not find people coming together like that. There's also a tremendous amount of freedom here. And freedom, if you haven't guessed, is very important to me. And there's a certain freedom here that, people can kind of just jerry rig thing, make a jugad, I think is the word
Jugaad.
for it, to make something work.
Yeah.
And, in the US, you would have to have 20 inspectors come and pay thousands of dollars to have, proper electricians come and do something that here in India you can get done in 5 minutes by yourself, or call an electrician who'll do a little job for you for 100 rupees, 200 rupees.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're saying that's
so
and you're
there's a
saying
lot
that's
of
a good.
positives to look that way.
Yeah.
Hmm?
No, that's no. I meant I'm not just saying in a general sense. See, Vasu, I'm asking you questions as an artist. So I understand your this. I'm not asking for a general conversation about the love. I'm not going to bring up any politics now.
Oh,
I just want to have a chat with you as an artist, from one artist to another. I want to ask you questions about what you love in terms of content, what all the things that you bring into the painting, into your artworks.
I think that Indians don't realize how lucky they have it here, many Indians. And I know many, many Indians suffer. They have a hard time finding a gallery, they have a hard time making sales.
Yeah.
We all do. It's not that easy, even for the people who are perceived to be at the top. They still struggle.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
basically, living is still inexpensive here.
Yeah.
You can keep a little studio in a little small place outside of a big city very inexpensively. You can paint, at your leisure.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to sell 2, 3 paintings to some passing people coming through, you've probably made it for the year. You have enough to support yourself and keep going. The same would not be true in a place like New York, where rents on a studio can be, $6,000 a month,
Yeah.
for a studio apartment. Just imagine how much art you have to sell to maintain a living in a space like that. So, I mean, on a financial level, I think Indians are extremely lucky. I think they suffer from censorship concerns here.
Yeah.
They have to be much more careful about what they paint and what they say. And that way, the West is better off. The West can do anything they want, basically, and nobody's going to come down on them for what they are doing. They might get criticized, but they're not going to get in legal trouble.
Yeah.
Whereas in India, you can get in legal trouble for what you paint and what you say.
Yeah.
But no, as far as I know, I haven't broken any laws yet.
Yeah. You have.
I've been very careful. I don't want to break laws because I don't want to be kicked out of the country. That
Yeah.
always looms over your head when
Yeah.
you're an immigrant.
Yeah.
So